These before and after photos show celebrities who look like they are obsessed and dependent on Ozempic. Let's begin with Christina Aguilera. For years, Christina was celebrated not only for her powerful voice, but also for her naturally curvy, healthy-looking figure. That image felt authentic and consistent with the era she rose to fame in. Then, quite suddenly, she reappeared with a dramatically different look, significantly slimmer, with sharper facial features and a noticeably more angular frame. The transformation seemed rapid, and for many observers, it felt less like a gradual lifestyle change and more like a sudden shift aligned with a growing trend in Hollywood. Her face, once soft and full, now appears more sculpted, even slightly hollow in certain angles. While some fans praised her refreshed appearance and described it as youthful, others expressed concern, questioning whether this kind of drastic weight loss reflects long-term health or simply aesthetic pressure. The phrase Ozempic chic has been circulating online, often used to describe this new ultra-thin, tightly contoured look that has become increasingly common among celebrities. In Christina's case, the conversation isn't just about beauty. It's about how quickly standards seem to evolve and how public figures may feel compelled to keep up. It's undeniable that she still looks striking. However, the discussion many fans are having isn't whether she looks good, but whether this transformation represents balance and well-being or something more extreme beneath the surface. Next up, we have Kelly Clarkson. Kelly has always been refreshingly honest about her weight fluctuations over the years, often speaking openly about the pressures that come with being in the public eye. But this particular transformation caught people off guard in a different way. During a period when she was actively filming her talk show and maintaining a busy schedule, she appeared noticeably slimmer in what seemed like a relatively short span of time. Her frame looked leaner, her facial features more defined, and the overall change felt more sudden than what audiences were used to seeing from her. Naturally, the timing raised eyebrows. It happened right as conversations around Hollywood's growing reliance on weight loss medications began dominating headlines. Without hesitation, many online observers started drawing their own conclusions. To be fair, Kelly herself has credited lifestyle changes, including adjustments to her diet and overall wellness routine, for her weight loss. Still, the speed and visibility of the transformation kept speculation alive. It's the kind of situation where perception moves faster than confirmation, especially in an industry where appearances are constantly scrutinized. There's no denying she looks confident, healthy, and comfortable in her own skin. But for many viewers, the conversation isn't just about how she looks. It's about how quickly the change occurred and how that timing seemed to align almost perfectly with what some are calling Hollywood's injectable era. Now, let's talk about Jessica Simpson. For decades, Jessica's body has been under a level of scrutiny that frankly says more about the culture than it does about her. Every fluctuation has been documented, debated, and picked apart, which makes any visible change feel instantly amplified. Still, her most recent appearance sparked a different kind of reaction. She stepped out looking significantly thinner, with a frame that appeared more delicate and a face that seemed noticeably more hollowed. This wasn't the kind of transformation people typically associate with steady fitness routines or gradual lifestyle adjustments. Instead, it had that distinctly polished, ultra-lean look that has become increasingly associated with Hollywood's current beauty cycle. Fans didn't just comment on the weight loss itself, they focused on the overall effect. Her facial features appeared sharper, her cheeks less full, and the contrast compared to earlier photos felt striking. It led to a wave of concern online, with many asking not just how the change happened, but whether it reflected something deeper about the pressures celebrities continue to face. As with others in similar situations, speculation followed quickly. The conversation around medications like Ozempic has become so widespread that any rapid or dramatic weight loss now tends to be viewed through that lens, whether or not there is any confirmation. Jessica has previously shared that her past weight loss was achieved through structured diet and exercise programs. This time, however, the speed and visual impact of the transformation left many observers drawing their own conclusions. Moving on to Ariana Grande. This is where the conversation starts to feel less like casual commentary and more like genuine concern. Ariana has always had a naturally petite build, something fans have recognized throughout her career. But in her more recent public appearances, the change has felt more pronounced than usual. Her arms appear noticeably thinner, her overall frame more fragile, and her facial features sharper, with less of the softness people were accustomed to seeing. It didn't take long for audiences to react, and this time, the tone shifted. Instead of lighthearted speculation, many comments reflected real worry, with fans openly questioning whether she was healthy. Part of what intensified the reaction is how visible the transformation has been. In an industry already under scrutiny for promoting unrealistic standards, even subtle changes can trigger strong responses. When those changes appear more dramatic, the conversation naturally becomes louder and more serious. There are, of course, many possible explanations. Demanding work schedules, stress, diet, and personal lifestyle choices can all contribute to physical changes over time. At the same time, the broader discussion around weight loss medications in Hollywood has made people quicker to connect the dots, fairly or not. What stands out here isn't just the transformation itself, but the reaction it sparked. Fans weren't focused on style or glamour. They were asking a more basic question: is everything okay? Now we have Lana Del Rey. Over the years, Lana's appearance has shifted in a way that's been unusually public, even by celebrity standards. There was a period where she seemed to embrace a fuller, softer figure, and many fans appreciated that it felt more natural and unforced compared to the industry's typical expectations. Then, quite suddenly, the trend reversed. In what felt like a very short span of time, she appeared significantly leaner. Her face looked more sculpted, her overall frame noticeably slimmer, and the contrast between earlier and more recent appearances was hard to miss. For many observers, it didn't register as a gradual transformation. It felt abrupt, almost overnight, which naturally drew attention. Fans were quick to comment, and not in a subtle way. The shift sparked immediate discussion online, with people pointing out how dramatically her look had changed. Some described the weight loss as unusually fast, compared to what's typically expected from diet and exercise alone. In today's environment, where rapid physical transformations are constantly analyzed, those kinds of changes rarely go unnoticed. The timing also played a role in fueling speculation. With ongoing conversations about weight loss medications circulating widely in Hollywood, many viewers began connecting her transformation to that broader trend, whether there is any factual basis for it or not. What makes this case stand out is not just the change itself, but how quickly it happened and how strongly people reacted to it. And finally, last but not least, you probably saw this one coming: Sharon Osbourne. Unlike many others surrounded by speculation, Sharon has been unusually direct about her experience. She openly confirmed that she used Ozempic, and more importantly, she didn't try to sugarcoat the results. Yes, she did lose a significant amount of weight, and quickly, but along with that came consequences she has spoken about candidly. Her face appeared to lose volume, giving her a more hollow, drawn look, and her overall body seemed to struggle to find a stable balance afterward. It wasn't just a transformation in appearance. It became a lesson in how rapid changes can affect the body in ways that aren't always easy to reverse. What makes Sharon's situation stand out is her willingness to acknowledge that the outcome wasn't entirely positive. She has openly admitted that she feels the weight loss went too far, and that the end result didn't align with what she had hoped for. In an industry where most people stay carefully polished and vague, that level of honesty is rare. Her experience has quietly shifted the conversation. Instead of just focusing on dramatic before and after results, people are starting to talk more seriously about long-term effects and sustainability. In many ways, she has become something of a cautionary example, showing that even when something delivers fast, visible results, it doesn't always come without trade-offs. Next, we have Kendall Jenner. Kendall has long been known for a naturally lean, runway-ready figure, the kind of build that defined modern high-fashion standards well before terms like Ozempic chic started circulating online. In many ways, she already represented the industry's ideal, which is why the reaction to her more recent appearances caught so much attention. During recent Fashion Week events, observers noted that she appeared even slimmer than her already slender baseline. It wasn't an obvious or dramatic shift at first glance, but when side-by-side photos began circulating, especially comparisons between her 2022 looks and more current images, the difference became more noticeable. Her frame looked slightly narrower, her facial features a bit more defined, and that was enough to spark widespread discussion. Online commentary escalated quickly. Captions like, "This isn't just clean eating," reflected a growing skepticism among audiences who have become increasingly aware of rapid transformations in the industry. Even in Kendall's case, where she has not publicly confirmed using any weight loss medication, speculation still gained traction. What makes this situation particularly telling is not just the speculation itself, but what it reveals about shifting expectations. When someone who already fits the traditional model standard appears to lose even more weight, the reaction is no longer simple admiration. Instead, it becomes suspicion. It highlights how much the conversation around body image has changed, and how quickly people now question whether any transformation in Hollywood is entirely natural. Now, let's talk about Florence Pugh. Florence has built a reputation not just for her acting, but for speaking openly about body image and pushing back against Hollywood's narrow beauty standards. She's been one of the more visible voices encouraging acceptance of natural body diversity, which is exactly why her recent appearance caught so many people off guard. At a series of public events, fans noticed she looked noticeably leaner than what they had come to expect. Her frame appeared slimmer, her features slightly more defined, and the difference was enough to spark immediate conversation online. What followed was a familiar split in the comment sections. Some were quick to speculate, suggesting she might be quietly following the same weight loss trends associated with injections that have been widely discussed in Hollywood. Others pushed back, pointing out that weight can change for countless reasons, demanding filming schedules, role preparation, stress, travel, or simply natural fluctuation over time. But the strongest reaction wasn't really about how she looked. It was about what she represents. For some fans, her transformation felt at odds with the message she's been known for promoting. There was a sense, among certain viewers, of disappointment or even confusion, as if her personal choices somehow conflicted with her public stance. In reality, that reaction says more about audience expectations than it does about her. Public figures are often placed into fixed roles, and when they step outside of them, the response can be disproportionately intense. Next on the list is Madison Beer. Madison has always had a naturally slim build, something that's been consistent throughout her rise in the public eye. But over the past year, a series of paparazzi photos and live performance clips began circulating online, and the reaction was immediate. Many fans felt she appeared noticeably smaller than before, with a frame that looked more delicate and, in some angles, unusually thin. The conversation escalated quickly, as it tends to do. Short video clips went viral, with some viewers confidently claiming that there had to be an explanation tied to popular weight loss medications like Ozempic or Mounjaro. The certainty in those claims was striking, especially given the lack of any confirmed information. It became less about observation and more about assumption. What's often overlooked in these moments is that there are, in fact, many possible reasons for physical changes. Demanding schedules, touring, stress, dietary shifts, fitness routines, and even camera angles can all influence how someone appears at a given time. Yet in the current climate, those explanations are frequently dismissed in favor of more sensational conclusions. What stands out most in Madison's case isn't just the speculation itself, but how quickly it became the dominant narrative. For someone in her early 20s, the intensity of that scrutiny highlights a broader cultural shift. Weight loss medications have become such a prominent topic that they are now one of the first explanations people reach for, particularly when it comes to young women in the spotlight.